Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandat Pranam to everyone. Thank you for joining the session today, Gita Gyan English session. So before we start the session, let us take the blessings of deities of ISKCON Sheshadripuram. Sri 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 Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani Sudarshan Bhagwan ki Jai, Vaman Dev Bhagwan ki Jai, Parshuram Bhagwan ki Jai, Nitai Chaitanya Bhagwan ki Jai, Panchatattva ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Let us offer our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Guravi Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are in 18th chapter, conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, and we will be discussing shloka number 57 today. Chetasa sarvakarmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhiyogam upashritya machita satatam bhava. In all activities, just depend upon me and work under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we'll just go for a small recap and then we'll discuss this. Actually, the Lord is taking us on a ride. In the beginning, so we are all we were all conditioned in millions of births. We were conditioned, right? Prabhuji, you can remove the screen. So, thank you. Yeah, so we were all conditioned from millions of years. We were conditioned, right? So it's not easy for us to come back to understand what the Lord is saying. So that's why the Lord is taking us on a ride, a very nice ride. Yes. When generally what happens when we are riding the cycle for the first time, we will falter, we will move here and there. It's not easy to learn those instructions from the instructor straight away. He will give us little tips every time, and it's not like he will become a perfect in that, right? So in the same way, the Lord is also taking us on a ride slowly in each and every shloka, because we are conditioned. The mind is very much in a mode of enjoying independently. So slowly he is taking us on a ride so that one day we will remove our conditioning, right? So we'll accept his instructions slowly but definitely. So in the 50th, actually this instruction starts from 50th shloka, right? Perfection. He talks about learn from me. First of all, he says, learn from me. The Lord is wonderfully saying. And then when we get to perfection, then we'll come to supreme perfectional stage. So what is that stage of highest knowledge? We have to come to the stage of highest knowledge. So he's asking us to have purity in intelligence, controlling the mind with determination, right? And also the Lord is telling us to give up the objects of sense gratification and free from attachment and hatred, right? And to control the body, mind, power of speech. And the Lord is telling us to be free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust and anger, and false proprietorship also. And then we will be elevated to the position of spiritual realization, right? So these are the important things that we need to remove from our conditioned mind so that we can get elevated to self-realization. And also he's saying no desire and lamentation, right? Equally depose towards every living entity. This is one of the very important thing which it's a little hard for us to do in our lives, but equally depose towards living entities. And then attain pure devotional service unto me. And he's saying only through pure devotional service we can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in full consciousness of me. In such a devotion, we can enter into the spiritual world. So, and also in the 56th sloka was also very important. He said, my pure devotees under my protection reaches the eternal abode by my grace. So this is related to the 57th sloka also. So the Lord is telling, by my grace. It's not like we are according to our own ability we will go back home, back to Godhead. No. So first he is telling us to become pure devotee, and then he's telling, under my protection, under the Lord's protection, we will reach by his abode, by his grace. So that is very important. So he's telling, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Nyatvam Shanti Vrichati. So all these, that sloka, the essence of that sloka was told from all these previous slokas and even now also. So he's telling to remove all this desire, lamentation, being independent. He's telling us not to be independent and to such, and depending on me. And he is telling, depend on me, work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. That is in this shloka. So the Lord is wonderfully taking us. It's like an adult is taking a small child on a walk, and the kid is not able to walk, but slowly but surely the adult is making sure that the kid won't fall, right? Slowly, small steps, not big steps, small steps. So here Srila Prabhupada is telling in this purport, very nice purport Srila Prabhupada is given. He's telling, when one is in Krishna consciousness, he doesn't behave like a master. This is very, very important. Because Krishna consciousness, it's Krishna consciousness, right? Not my consciousness, our consciousness. It's Krishna consciousness. So everything should be done according to Krishna. Beneficiary should be Krishna, right? Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So he is the supreme Bhokta, but we are saying, oh, I want to become the Bhokta. So the Srila Prabhupada is also saying here, we should be like a servant under the direction of the Supreme Lord. A servant has no individual independence, right? And acts only on the order of the master. Servant acting on behalf of the spiritual master, there is no profit or loss. That means what happens? Actually, we are zero, first of all, right? Soul doesn't have any capacity unless it is given. The body, for example, if we see the body, it was very small, right? When actually in the starting stage, it is actually a pea size, just a pea size. And then it becomes slowly within that 9 months, it will generate a lot of all those senses, right? The body parts and all. And then once we come out, still we are not independent. We are still dependent, right? The jiva might have come here to be independent of the Lord, to enjoy independently, but the moment he was eating, the jiva through the body, he was eating, right? Sorry. So within the womb also, the jiva was dependent of the mother, and outside also he is dependent of the mother or the prakriti, right? In some or the other way, the mother is also going out to bring all the like the ingredients for the cooking and all. It's not like you say some mantra and all the cooking is done. No, we have to get the ingredients. We need the fuel to cook, right? We need heat to cook. And okay, we have done everything, but we have to remember the recipe also. It's not like, right, for that we need a brain and all those things, right? So we need limbs to prepare the prasadam, boga, and so many things. And then okay, we have cooked everything, we ate. Okay, now the digestion part, the digestion is not done by the mother. So the Lord is telling clearly that don't be independent of me, you're always dependent of me, right? And in this stage, there will be no profit loss. That means we won't have any there is some word which I totally forgot. Bondage. Yes, there is no bondage. Okay, so that's why when the zero thinks that I'm dependent of the Lord, there is no bondage, there is no profit, there is no loss. But when the zero thinks that I'm a hero, there is a lot of bondage. And because of that bondage, only human can understand all those things. The animals, birds, insects cannot understand. So in this human body, if we understand, yes, I am a servant, I'm not the master. I'm dependent of the Lord in everything. Yes, I might have had a child, but that is because of the Lord. I'm maintaining the child because of the Lord. Yes, I'm maintaining means in different ways. So every day the kid will be asking, oh mother, I'm hungry. Oh, you have to clean the child. He goes to the school, come back again, you have to give him nice clothes, right? So for everything we are using the prakriti, and the prakriti is maintained by the Lord. So if the mother says, yes, I am not the mother, I have been given a chance to become a mother, then there is no bondage. If the mother thinks, oh, I am the creator, I am the proprietor, if the father thinks I am the maintainer of this house, there will be bondage, right? So when there is a bondage, we have to take another body. So the Lord is telling here, you're never independent, never individually independent of me. Very nicely, he has Srila Prabhupada is quoted in this purport. So I'll just give you a small example. Srila Prabhupada, like say here, he's telling servant acting on behalf of the spiritual master, no profit loss. So here, a small example is Srila Prabhupada got initiated in the age of in the year 1933. His first initiation happened in 1933, and the second initiation happened in 1959. But in the first initiation, before first initiation, or at the time of initiation, his Guru Maharaj gave him the instruction that you have to go. You know Sanskrit, you know English, you are very intelligent. You have to go to the USA, all those developed countries, and preach to them, preach the Krishna consciousness to those people over there. But Srila Prabhupada went to USA in 1966. So 33 years he tried. Okay, he still tried in India. What did he do? Printed Back to Godhead magazine. Everything he was doing by himself. Script, writing the script, taking it to the printer, paper, buying the paper, everything he used to do. Distributing books also, but somehow it didn't happen. Even he was running a pharmacy also, it got burnt. So it's like Guru has given an instruction, he was forced. Srila Prabhupada was like, he was forced, like, oh, no, you can't stay here, you have to go to USA to preach. So everything, all his attempts failed in India, and then he goes to USA. He prepares nicely, and also there is something called, I heard somewhere that Srila Prabhupada used to cry in the samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami. He used to say, oh, my spiritual master has told me, given me instructions, but I am unable to do that. When will I go to the Paschatya Desha, to the developed countries to preach? So always he used to sweep the near the samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami, and he used to cry, right? So it's like we are never independent. We are always dependent on the Lord and his representatives. We can't do anything by ourselves. And then when Srila Prabhupada, even to get the seat in the Jaladuta was also very hard. So Srila Prabhupada was like begging the Lord, begging his spiritual master, somehow or the other, take me back to that developed country. And then after that, miracles happened, right? So we can never be independent of the Lord. We should always be like, whatever here it says in the later stages also. Okay, when in the Srila Prabhupada says, Arjuna might be thinking, oh, now Krishna is there for Arjuna, giving all the instructions. So what will happen when Krishna goes away? The Srila Prabhupada gives us a wonderful solution for that also. We have to take the guidance from the representative of the Lord, spiritual master. Why? Then result will be same. No profit, no loss, no bondage. So Srila Prabhupada says that, because tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninos tattva darshana. Because they have seen tattva darshana, they have already seen the truth. They will impart the truth very nicely to us. So that's why, yes, Lord is not there, but the spiritual, he is coming as a representative of the Lord. The spiritual master, the Lord is coming in the form of the spiritual master, right? As a representative, the Guru is the representative of the Lord. And one thing that we should understand, one easy way to understand is, spiritual master can easily read the mind of the disciple, not only the disciple, the general public also, because the Lord is always talking to the spiritual master. Okay, this person is like, he's conditioned this way, he's conditioned this way. But that's why, if you see, the spiritual masters don't talk to everybody in the same way. They talk to us according to our conditioning. They know how to change this person. So they are always in touch with the Lord, and the Lord gives them the intelligence how to talk to different person, to change them, to change their consciousness quickly, so that they can come to Krishna consciousness, like that. So to every devotee, spiritual master talks in a different manner, because they know the Lord is instructing them nicely. So here, matparaha, there is the one very nice word in this sloka. It is called matparaha. That means it indicates that one has no goal. there in life except acting in Krishna consciousness, right? Just to satisfy the Lord. Like, for example, what can we do then? People may ask, oh, what can we do for the Lord? We can distribute books, we can do accounts, like we can help in the accounting in the temple, we can do little management here and there, little coordination in the festivals, cooking, preaching, cleaning, prasadam distribution, selling of the, it can be prasadam or it can be books, so many things, donation, festival help, so many things we can do in different manner, right? So, and Srila Prabhupada is telling we have to do it as this is my duty, like that. It's not like, oh my God, these people are telling me so much work, not like that. We have to do it as a duty with love, right? Not forcefully, but it should come with love. Next. And Srila Prabhupada also is telling that don't do anything whimsically, like don't do anything whimsically and give the result to the Lord. Here, everything, whatever we do, we have to give actually to the result to the Lord. Now, Srila Prabhupada also says, don't do anything whimsically, like anything bad, painful to someone, anything like that, right? Silly, anything annoying. Don't do all those things and say, oh, people, what do? They cheat, they do theft, beating, rapes, etc. And then say, oh, the Lord is within me, and then he is doing everything I'm not doing. No, it doesn't work like that. So the Lord is telling, no, anything whimsically, the Lord, we cannot offer the result to the Lord. So that is not devotional service in Krishna consciousness. And Krishna, Krishna's order comes through disciplic succession from the bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, the order of the spiritual master is taken as prime duty of everybody in our life. Srila Prabhupada is saying that. And also, if one gets bona fide spiritual master and acts according to his direction, then one's perfection of life is in Krishna consciousness. That is the perfection of life in Krishna consciousness. So is guaranteed. Perfection of life in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. So, for example, we all have different attitudes, right? Because we are in three modes, right? Three different modes, and in different categories. Some may have a lot of goodness and little passion, little ignorance, like that. Different categories of three modes. So the spiritual master knows exactly how to handle us, right? And Srila Prabhupada, once he was asked, oh, Srila Prabhupada, after you leave, how do we live? Who will give us the direction? So Srila Prabhupada used to say, you don't worry. I am in my books. I'm never lost. I'm always in my books. So we have to understand that Srila Prabhupada, whenever we read Srila Prabhupada books, it means that Srila Prabhupada is in front of us. He's giving us directions. So just for some example, once one devotee was doing book distribution in a different temple, not in ISKCON temple, but in a different temple. So one of the Mata head, and along with his devotee, he was walking towards this devotee. But the devotee was like determined, oh, I have to distribute books today somehow or the other in this group also, the group who was coming just in front of me. So the Mata head asks, what are you doing here? What is your identity? So he thinks, oh, my dear Lord, whatever good things I have done until now, please help me in this great situation. I'm in a great dangerous situation. You please help me. And then he says only one thing, right? Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanu Dasaha, right? So I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya or a Sudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, a householder, a Vanaprastha or a sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. So this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhyalila 13.80. So that's why we are zero, right? We don't have any capacity. We should never understand that we are the master. We are always a servant. This is the one of the example. Now, another example. One time in one of the temples in USA, what was happening was there was one bus party and a normal general devotees in the temple. So the bus party means they distribute books from different. They take all the books in the bus and they move to different places. They will stay outside for a week they distribute and then come back. It's like that. So the bus party was saying to the devotees who are serving in the temple, Srila Prabhupada used to say that if we distribute the books, then only we will go back to Godhead. If you don't do that, if you stay in the temple, then you won't go. Like that. They were saying all those things, and then they were all grabbing all those devotees who were serving in the temple in the bus, and they were taking away. So the temple authorities complained to Srila Prabhupada. Oh, see, Srila Prabhupada, we are not able to do our service properly. Then Srila Prabhupada stopped the bus party. It's totally like no more bus party. So it's like that. So everything is, we have to take the instructions from the Guru. We shouldn't do anything independently. They were doing everything independently. So the Guru stopped them, saying, don't do this. So that's why we should not do things in an independent manner. And the another example, Srila Prabhupada had a tough time to acquiring land in Juhu, right? Juhu temple. And Mr. Nair, he's the owner, he gave a lot of trouble to Srila Prabhupada. And at the end, Srila Prabhupada, I think, begged the Lord, please take him away. He's creating a lot of problem. And after just within few days or a week, Mr. Nair got heart attack and he died. And then they got the land on their name, right? So through his wife. So if you see, the Lord, Srila Prabhupada never depended on him. He never thought, I am doing everything. And also once Srila Prabhupada used to say to his disciples, my Guru Maharaj has sent you all to help me in my mission. He never took the credit. In the same way, we should also not take credit. Independent. We shouldn't be independent. And see here, in this sloka also, he's telling, in all activities, just depend on me and work under my protection. In such devotion service, be fully conscious of me. So it's like we shouldn't think that we are doing anything. It's like anyone is doing any seva, it's by the mercy of the Lord, right? And also once Srila Prabhupada wanted to buy a church. Okay, a lot of churches were not useful, so Srila Prabhupada used to buy all those churches and used to use them for our temples. So once they invited a lawyer to I think this is in Chicago. So they invited a lawyer, and a lot of devotees were coming in, and Srila Prabhupada started cooking nice feast for the lawyer. In the morning itself they started, and a lot of devotees were coming. So they put one devotee outside the door and said, tell everybody, like, don't allow anyone into the temple. We are doing some very important thing, so don't allow anybody. We are they are disturbing, everybody is disturbing us, so don't allow anybody inside. So he stands outside. 1:30 or 2 o'clock, around 1:32, the lawyer comes actually to see Srila Prabhupada. He was asked for, like, he was invited for the lunch, but this devotee didn't know that he's a lawyer. He doesn't allow. He doesn't know. So he was told not to allow anybody. He says, no, you can't. He tells the lawyer, oh, you can't come. You can't see Srila Prabhupada today. Srila Prabhupada is very busy. So 2 happened, 2:33, the lawyer didn't come. Right? In those days, we didn't have phones, right? So Srila Prabhupada is waiting. Oh, where is this lawyer? And then they understand. Oh, the lawyer actually came, but this person he didn't allow because he doesn't know who the lawyer is. But okay, somehow on that day, everybody got a nice feast. Later, the next day, yes, Srila Prabhupada gets little, he might have got annoyed, but he was still dependent on the Lord. And then within that week, he sees the lawyer, and then they acquire the church. They buy the church, all that, like that process finish. So it's like Srila Prabhupada had a lot of problems, but he always dependent on Krishna, because he always knew, he was always dependent on Krishna. He never thought, I am doing everything. So in this sloka, it's very nicely said that if we depend upon the Lord and work always, then we will be under the Lord's protection. And the best example is Prahlad Maharaj. So in the next sloka, we will be learning about what will happen if we don't follow the Lord. Here, Lord has given a lot of instructions from 51 to 57. But what will happen if we don't work according to what he is telling, according to his instructions? That we will learn from tomorrow. This very nice sloka tomorrow, dear devotees. So thank you, dear devotees, for giving me this chance. Any comments or questions we will take? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Danda Pranam.